Hey guys, welcome back. Well, we finally got our specimen from the Imiter mine. So I want to show you a little bit about the Imiter mine and the specimen that we acquired. Real quick before we jump in, if you like this kind of content, hit the like, subscribe. It's completely free. You can always undo it if you don't like these videos. Alright guys, thanks. Let's move on. Alright guys, in our attempt to grow our gems and minerals and precious metals collection for the year 2022, we wanted to start out with a really nice piece. When we ended up choosing a piece of natural freeform silver on calcite that comes from the Imiter mine in Africa. I'll show you here. This is actually a pretty interesting mine. If you read about it, basically seems like it's one of the very few mines in the world where you can find freeform silver and has a purity of 99.5%. It's a pretty rare thing in the world to run across a precious metal that's not either embedded in something or takes a whole lot of process to get into a more pure form. Goes on, if you like to get into the geology of things, this is a very old geological formation. Pretty interesting if you like to get into that kind of thing, of how some of these volcanic events in the past had conditions which allowed for these freeform pure elementals to develop like they did on top of host rocks. So this is the Imiter mine. It is over here in Morocco, Africa. And if we zoom in here, you can clearly see that this whole area is being heavily mined. If you look at some of the specimens that are available, there are whole pieces of silver in natural form, but what we're looking at are these free-form elemental developments on these calcite deposits. They're absolutely stunning. Take a look at one of these up close. The calcite is just this pure, beautiful white, and the silver is like in a crystalline formation just right on top of the surface of the calcite. Absolutely gorgeous pieces, and I can see why people want to own these for specimens in their collections. We're absolutely no different. Definitely wanted to own a piece of this, and ours has arrived. Let me show it to you. Alright guys, here it is in person. So we picked this piece for some really specific reasons. A lot of these specimens had large areas of calcite, and other specimens had large areas of the freeform silver. And I felt like this one was probably a little more heavily on the silver side, but I also really liked the way that it had this flat bottom for display purposes. It's not going to have any kind of special holder just to be able to display it stably. And so I would say it's about, I would say it's probably more like 60+% silver covered. But the calcite is absolutely just this brilliant, beautiful white. Sure you can see that. Let me spin this over. There's actually a little better chunk to point to. So this calcite is just really pure white color. Almost looks like it's got a lot of layers of lacquer on it. The silver itself, it's very sharp. Almost feels like it's going to cut you if you're not careful with it. And it kind of does vary in degree of color. If you look at it as it turns around, you've got some pieces on here that are extremely bright silver. Here, let's zoom in on that. So you can see right here, you've got some pieces just really bright, shiny silver, and then just right next to it, you can kind of see this little delineation here, and suddenly the silver over on this side of it has just a little bit more grayish color to it. But overall, just a stunning, gorgeous specimen. And see again here, look at that right there. You can look at this line, and you could just see here where the silver gets very bright right here. A little darker over here. So the last thing I want to mention is the calcite here is actually UV reactive, and when you hit it with the UV beast, it actually glows a dull orange color. Extremely cool. Can't wait to get a cabinet that has some kind of UV light in it that we'll be able to show that. In the meantime, guys, I'll get out of here. Just let you take a look at this beautiful specimen. We'll see you next time.